guys, it's your girl Ashley,
And it's your boy Sue.
and we are.
It's Black.
And today we'll be discussing the topic overcoming fears. How do you feel about
Fears.
that?
I don't know. I'm just getting scared thinking about it right now.
Wow. Are you afraid or concerned?
I think I'm afraid more so than I am concerned.
Interesting. So, have you personally overcome any fears recently in your life, Mr. Sue?
Yeah, I mean, I overcome fears every single day. Wait, hold on. Why does this feel like I'm being interviewed?
I mean, if you took, ask me a fucking question once sometimes.
Shut up.
It wouldn't be like that, but.
No, but for real. I mean, shoot. Coming to Texas was overcoming a fear for me. Even though I mask it well, I'd be scared
Why was that a fear?
because I've only came to Texas once, and that was during a work trip. And ever since then, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been drawn to it, but there's a lot of uncertainty that goes behind it, like,
Really?
yo, where am I going to live? Am I going to be used to the environment? Like, I was so comfortable living in Virginia, it was just like, dang, I'm about to make this big move. Am I going to be good?
So I too also moved from a long distance, I guess. I've never been to Texas my whole life until I drove here,
Literally.
literally. And so I had no fear.
Really?
None.
Like, none at all?
No fear. No, actually,
Even hauling that trailer, you weren't scared?
I was concerned. I had
Nigga,
concern.
you was
And there's a
scared.
difference because look, if I had a fear to haul a trailer, I wouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't hesitate to do it. It was my first. Okay, I'm about to just do it. Like it was no question. It was no ifs ands. I needed my stuff. And I needed to get somewhere, so we was gonna get it done. Like I didn't. My only fear or concern supposedly was if there was any issues on the way, but I also never stopped and was like, oh, I can't make it. No. So I feel like I had no fear because nothing was holding me back.
I mean, I keep on hearing you bringing up fear or concern. Like, do you feel like there's a
There's a
difference between the
huge
two?
difference. I feel like fears are the things holding you back or suppressing you from reaching a certain goal. Concern is just the things that you feel like. I feel like concern is just more so like having trust in your plan. So like I know I had to drive like 17 hours. My concern may have been like, okay, make sure you stop for gas every few hours so that you don't stop in
And
the
the
middle of the.
fear of not having any more gas in your car and
That's
then,
not a
not being
fear
able to move
of not
anywhere.
having gas because that makes no sense. Who fears not having gas? Why would you fear? Put some damn gas in your car. But that was a concern. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't fear that. It wasn't like okay, I'm not gonna go because how about if my car stops? Or like when people fear starting a new project because it's like how about if nobody watch or nobody like or nobody share? That's a fear because it's keeping you from starting that new project. Or if I had to fear like how about if I don't like Texas? Why should I move? I'm comfortable where I was not comfortable where I was. So that's why I was so happy to leave. Like that's why I had no fear towards that or concerns.
Wait, so it wasn't you just said you had a concern or no, a fear of, if you get to Texas and you don't know if you're going to like it or not.
I never said that.
You just did.
No, I said like that was an example. I never said I felt that
Oh,
way.
okay. Well, yeah, no, because my first trip was to, what was it, Dallas, Texas. And I fell in love with Dallas, Texas. But when I was doing my research in Texas as a whole, they didn't have this. Well, I'm in school for nursing. And when it came to the NCLEX passing rate, I mean, Texas State was the better out of the bunch. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll go with Texas State. But now we're in San Marcos, and I was not sure whether or not I was gonna like the environment, what the people were like, and you know how we went down to Houston. It's just a
A
big
whole vibe.
atmosphere.
It was a
It's a
whole vibe.
whole
But I feel
vibe.
like that's part of the experience because now we know we're not for Central Texas. Like we're not for San Antonio slash New Braunfels slash San Marcos slash Austin because that's like where we're surrounded. We're
Yeah,
Houston slash maybe Dallas people. So like that's a future reference that we can take advantage.
yeah, but we would have never known that if we didn't over. Well, I would have never known that if I didn't overcome my fear.
Hmm.
And I have no problem admitting that I get scared. You know,
Hmm.
and I think that's the issue with a lot of people. They get so caught up in, putting on a face or a front, and it's like that that word fear makes you feel, well, just speaking from experience, fear, whenever I announced that before, it used to make me feel like, less of a person, I guess, or like not necessarily confident. And I don't like looking confident or being confident
Really?
until, yeah, I'm so serious.
That's crazy. I feel like that's my superpower. Like I am a firm believer in like faking till you make it. Like dead
That's
ass.
facts.
I'm a firm believer in that because it's like
For her.
for me, for sure, because I don't feel no benefit when people feel like I'm because I feel like especially as a woman, like okay, if you are timid to do things or if you are like a damsel in distress, people are not gonna really feel like you're capable of what you really are. So I'm gonna act like I'm fine. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? It's this the trenches out here. Okay, we can't be acting scared. And then when you fake it and you realize, oh shit, well I actually am fine. So it's not really fake. It's real, but
I mean, but is that always the case though?
as far as I mean, it's either. What do you mean always the case?
Yeah, you said like whenever you do fake it till you make it, and then eventually you realize, oh, I am fine. But is that always the case? I mean, sometimes you may be faking it till you make it, and then you're just stacking issue on top of issue, fear on top of fear, and then eventually, you can't really suppress that feeling anymore, and then it's gonna come out one way or the other. I don't care who you
I
are.
feel like it
You can
depends, like the level of your circumstances and the things that you're faking. So I feel like that's up to the individual. But besides our own personal fears,
no, but like, why fake? Like, I don't.
it's not okay. Honestly, how the psyche or the mind. I'm gonna just say the mind. The
Don't
person.
even.
I'm about to say the
Let's
psyche.
keep things in layman's
Let's
terms.
keep things layman's because I'm not trying to get all jumbled up. So how the human mind works is like okay, this is a random fact. You can bite your own finger off like a carrot.
No, you can't.
You can. But your
Mm.
mind keeps you from doing it, but like physically, like you can just bite your own finger off.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean, but like you said, your mind won't let you do it unless you got something really going on up there.
Exactly.
Like your mind's not gonna let you chew your own
So if
finger off.
you suppress what your mind is trying to hold you back from and just do the physical, then you're not faking it because you did it. But your mind is telling you that you shouldn't or you can't. So reality is I'm not in every aspect of life, but in majority ways, reality is what you see, what you do. So if I am able to walk in a room and have people believe that I'm that shit, then are you acting and faking like you the shit or are you really the shit?
I feel like you're faking to an extent, and you're
No.
not really the shit.
I mean,
I mean,
because who
to
defines whether or not you're the shit?
okay,
Yourself.
no, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Like to the perspective of the individuals in the room,
Yeah.
yes, you're the shit. But to you personally, you're not the shit. I mean,
That's
you're.
manifestation though. That's
eh,
that's those affirmations people have to tell themselves every day. Cause let's say so you're beautiful and you're insecure. And everyone sees you as beautiful or a hottie or a mommy, but then you see yourself as ugly and you only see your flaws. But if you tell yourself that you're beautiful every day until you actually believe it, then everybody's on the same page.
okay, I think I see where the disconnect is between you and I. So
Okay.
like, I'm going more along the lines of, let's say, oh, I suck at math. Am I just gonna manifest my way or speak my way
Yes,
into being a mathematician
you
one day
can.
without
You
doing no
can.
studying or
Words
anything?
are.
So I'm
I'm
gonna
not saying
so
without studying.
yeah, exactly. So
No.
that's what I'm getting at. Like, so
No, that makes no sense. Cause look, if you that makes no
I know
sense.
it don't make no
That
sense.
makes no sense because obviously your words, like I said, if your actions are matching your words, then it's really reality. So if I walk in a room and say I'm the shit, but I'm wearing fucking Walmart shoes, I'm not saying you're not the shit because you're wearing Walmart shoes, but I'm just saying I don't look like the shit. I don't look up to bar.
Okay, so you're talking about confidence.
Okay, what does I'm the shit means in other words?
No. So that's not a fear. That's not like overcoming a fear.
No,
That's
it
just being
kind of is
confident. I mean,
because let's say oh you suck at math and okay yeah you study, but let's say you people study and still fail a test because they say I suck at math. Like you will be studying for hours and be like, oh, I suck at math. You still fail because you keep putting those words out there. But if you study and you're like, okay, I'm getting it. Okay, I can do this. I will pass that test. And you're studying, you can have better outcomes.
And I agree with you, but you'll be surprised. Because some people will sit there and study their asses off.
Yeah.
And then come test time, instead of instead of preparing themselves to be a better test taker, because there's a difference in taking a test and preparing for a certain subject of a
Yeah.
test. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like, all right, do you know how to manage your time while you're taking a test and all that whatnot? And then once you presented with it, you know how to pace yourself. You know how to move forward. Those are two different things. But like, some people will study their whole will study, ample amount of times preparing
So
for
what
the
does that have to
math.
do with overcoming fears?
Nothing, exactly. So
That's
that's
not what I'm saying. So that okay.
okay. So
Now
what are
I
you
see the
trying to
disconnect.
say?
Now I see the disconnect.
What's the disconnect?
You just thinking about something I'm not thinking about. So that's the disconnect. So let's go back to overcoming fears.
Yeah.
So overcoming fears, there's so many mantras out there that motivate you to overcome your fear. From Drake, the YOLO, you only live once. Okay, if I only live once, then fuck it. Like I could do anything I want because this is the only life I have to try.
Yes.
Or even the famous or infamous, I'm not really sure, a book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which is in summary about not caring about the little things so you can really enjoy the bigger picture. Or even Nike, just do it. Like, what are you waiting for?
Like nothing's gonna kill you.
Nothing.
Nothing's gonna get in your way instead of yourself.
Yeah. And that's the only thing. So even if you want to fulfill expectations of other people and you're not fully in it, like you are going to fail because you're the only person who can really control your outcome. Even if someone's willing to put you on, like some people are into art or music or industries that benefit when you get put on, you can't always get put on. So sometimes you have to overcome your fears to be able to be confident in not being able to be put on. Does that make sense?
That didn't make no sense.
Okay, so I remember saying this once. A lot of people rely on the cushion of being put on. So it's like, okay, if I have a homie, let's say you, I guess you're a homie.
I'm your brother, but okay.
Okay, let's say you, whatever you are, like, okay, let's say you are a producer, and I'm trying to produce or make music or whatever.
You see, but now you just try to use family ties to get put
No,
on.
it's not
and
family
like,
ties. That's why I said from the beginning of this scenario, you're a homie, not family.
I don't want to be your homie though.
Okay.
But all right, come on.
Well, anyways, I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to hear more from you, Josu. What is your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal, the same thing I try to do every day, Pinky. Try to take over the world. But you see, you too young for that though, so it's okay. No. Shoot, my ultimate goal in life is to live life, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does, because something that I truly believe in is we're all alive, but we're all alive.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can be breathing and waking up every day, eating food every day, nourishing your body every day, but then you feel like you're in a hamster wheel. It's just a circle, a cycle, and you're not really gaining anything from it emotionally or mentally or gaining excuse me, or gaining anything from it. So it doesn't feel like you're living the life that you can have, or even like, let's say religiously, like people believe that you have a purpose. People often don't feel like they're living within their purpose or don't even know what their purpose is to live up to.
No, and I agree with everything that you just said, because like the whole hamster wheel bit, you can be doing a lot and be getting absolutely nowhere, you know. And you have those people out there who are the, oh, I'm just trying to go with the wind, and that's cool. Look, I will never try to tell somebody how to live their lives. But me personally, I feel as if we require structure, some sort of structure, and an end goal. If we want to be able to thoroughly enjoy life instead of just waking up and just aimlessly be doing something. You know those friends in the friend group that you hit them up at any point of the day and they're willing to do whatever you got planned?
Yeah.
Like, bruh, what does that even make sense? What are you doing with your life at that point? Like, if you're easily, if it's easy for you to get up and do everything that I have planned, and you and at not and there's not one point in time where you stop me. It's like, yo, no, I gotta take care of this or I gotta do that. And honestly, I can't keep you around because you're not really moving towards anything.
I mean, sometimes you need those people.
For what?
You need those people. Like, the world is, it has its functions. Everyone has their purpose and functions. So let's say you're a leader. You need your flock.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that person shouldn't live up to any standards, but you need those people who are available to come to your event or to support you. Some people are just supporters,
No, which is okay, but like then we can sit down
not
and
creators.
but you can always sit down and plan that stuff, like, okay, yo, I got this event coming up, does it fit your schedule? Like, I need
Yeah,
those type of
but
people
sometimes,
around
I
me,
mean, around you, I get it. I understand who you need around you in your circle, but I'm not going to diss those people in general, like in life.
I'm not dissing
Not diss
them,
them, like,
that's just my personal view.
yeah, it's like we need those. I mean, I accept you around. You can stay. Like, you a flog. You feel me? Like, you need those people.
Okay,
And
but wouldn't you, as the consciously aware person, try to give them some insight and be like,
no,
"Yup, you said no,
no. So
you
this is what I learned
fake."
recently. That's not fake.
What?
How am I fake for letting you be who you are? That makes no sense.
I mean,
So
but you should always want better for the people around you.
absolutely, and if they're following me, then they getting better. You feel me?
Oh.
So no, that's okay. So recently, this man said he was like, um, at a kind of like a job orientation, or no, at a job. Oh yes, this is what he said. At a job, people are usually everyone's like, oh, I hate this job. I'm gonna quit. Oh, I don't. Why encourage them? Why say, nah, bro, it's cool. It's not that bad. Why encourage them? Because you encourage them to do better. That's your competition to get a promotion. You feel me? And
Dang.
that's life. Why would I encourage people to get onto my level or to do better? I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying every day. Like, it's not your job. The same internet, the same influence that you have to do better is the same influence they have to do better. So it's all the choice. I'm not gonna use my time and energy to bring you up, and then how about you get on my playing field? Now you my competition.
No, but I don't know. I guess I'm just built different because I don't care if I know you or not. Like, if we're in a job type scene, well, I've never had a job besides for the Marine
It's
Corps.
John work
So,
jobs. I am a
hey,
job.
keep
Okay.
that 100.
He said he
Nah.
don't work jobs.
Nah, but for real. So, like, when I was in the Marine Corps, I didn't care if I knew you or not, and whatever the event was, like, if we had something we had to knock out and you weren't necessarily getting it, or it just wasn't coming to you, like, I would take my time to help you get better, because at the end of the day, if I better you, that's only going to
That's different.
yeah, that's only gonna force me to want to be even better. Cause yeah, like, I have to be on top. Like, I have to
Yeah.
continue. I have to continue to strive. But I'll never look at it in the aspect of like, oh, if I help bring you up, then you're just my competition at the end of the day,
Right. So
and you're gonna try to take my, whatever
your
I'm trying to
shine
go
or whatnot.
for.
So that
Yeah,
comes from, the different environments you put in. Like, you said you never had a job. That's more of a team effort. Like, you guys have one ultimate goal.
they don't even have to be my team.
I get that, and even in that sense, it looks better for you to help someone because that puts you in leadership eye. So it's like, okay, you're taking upon yourself to help people. That's a leader. So now I want you to be an actual leader in our organization. So I feel like time and place does vary. So if I'm working at a regular job like Kohl's, and we're both working the shoe section, like, if you were just saying, okay, you want to take the lazy approach and only give 51%, that's fine, but I'm going to give my 100% because there is a level above the shoe section. And it's crazy, I'm really using man's like whole scenario, and I wish I remembered his name so I can shout it out. But either way, why help someone gets 100% with you if their 51% is gonna be what gets you promoted? Because you get acknowledged and you get recognized the way you need to be
Cause
in
like
different environments.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Is this about overcoming fears?
No,
I feel like
it
we should
is.
like,
It is because
and we're
shoot,
back.
that could be a fear. I mean, that is a fear. Some people are so fearful of like, their competition or whoever's around them, and it's like, nah, hey, I notice you doing bare minimum. I'ma strive for the best, but I'm not gonna bring you up out of the fear or the concern, I guess, for the people in the room that oh you're just my competition, you're trying to go for the same position that I'm going for, but I
It
don't see it
depends.
like
I don't feel like that's motivation more so than a fear. Like, okay, because I feel like you could potentially be my competition, I'm more motivated to definitely give my 110% or give my all in this situation. Like, I don't really see that as a fear. Like, fears are what keep you from striving towards your goals. I feel like that's just point blank fear. Like, that's a fear.
no, and you're right, and I don't see okay, so before I wasn't always like this, like
Who were
if
you, Sue?
who am I,
Who were you? You said you were not always like this. So who were you back then?
who was I back then? I was a, I don't want to say quiet.
I don't recall. That's all I'm just gonna say.
But I wasn't always, the person who stepped to the plate, I guess. And I was never, what's the best way to put this? I wasn't always, like I didn't always believe in myself. I guess is the best way I could put it. And I always saw myself short. And it wasn't until, I started being exposed to certain environments and certain positions, I guess because of the Marine Corps. Uh,
Hmm.
nah, I love being a Marine. But yeah,
He's a
get it.
Marine, by the way, if y'all didn't catch that.
Hey, we out here. But nah, like it wasn't until getting certain exposure and then, like starting to understand myself and what it is that I do want out of life that I couldn't allow myself to continue living like that because that fear was just keeping me stagnant. I wasn't able to develop, I wasn't able to move forward, and I just stayed in place. And one thing I've learned is, yo, that comfort zone, that comfort zone, it feel good.
But it's a killer.
It's a killer, and don't nobody want to step, well, not a lot of people want to step out of their comfort zone
Absolutely.
because once you get a routine and then you understand something, it's like why
You're
switch it
in
up.
it. And I feel like that's the greatest lesson I learned in South Carolina. Yes, I lived there once upon a time ago. So in South Carolina, the type of people I interacted with, and this is not all South Carolinians. This is just the people I interacted with or the people like that I met at my job and blase blase were the definition of that statement like comfort is the killer of success. Like I met people who moved there, who went to school there, got their degree or degrees, and literally just started working like a minimum wage job and then grew within that job. Not even grew, like different levels, but like after a year you get $1 or two more. So they grew as far as let's say how much the company felt like they were worth for just the longevity of them being there, but they didn't grow within their life and even some people with no kids, like nothing holding them back, like they genuinely just stayed stagnant for no real good reason. And you're always gonna make up reasons that you feel like are good enough, but if you're not happy, if you have a complaint every single day, if you don't really understand why you're doing what you're doing, then that doesn't make any sense. Not even to yourself. So like that's the definition. Like you're comfortable, you pay your bills, you see the same people every day, and that's some reason good enough for you to not try to see what else is out there for yourself.
The world is too big.
It's too
It
big.
is
And there's too
too
many. This is
big.
America, y'all. Oh my goodness. I
Let's not
remind
talk about
myself this.
America.
No, America has its flaws, but one thing it has is
Does
some
it?
opportunity.
Oh, 100%.
People don't leave their third world countries for the bullshit America offers. No, they come here for the opportunity. They don't come here for racism. No, they come here for the opportunity.
Hey,
Like, they don't come
no
here for
facts.
Trump and his comments. They come here for the opportunity. They don't come here for all the things that we only put our eyes on. Like, that stuff don't matter. That stuff is irrelevant. Because once you scrape up all the opportunity and put it in your back pocket and able to make something for yourself, then it's gonna be worth it. It's
No,
gonna be worth it for
no,
sure.
you're right. And I remember when I first left Jacksonville,
Yeah.
because granted, I think I've only left Jacksonville once growing up, and that was for a football tournament in Georgia. So it doesn't even really matter because Georgia,
The
Jacksonville,
South, periods.
the
Just
same
slow.
thing. But you ain't gotta call them out
I'm
like
just
that.
saying, just slow.
Nah, but like once I got that exposure to different states, different countries, it was just like, dang,
This is out here.
yo, we was really living in the whole bubble. You know
Right.
what I mean? And like ever since then, I just been hungry for more. And there's no way I could see myself just kind of like sitting in the same spot. Well, until I get a family or whatever.
And
I guess,
exactly, I don't see it. Like,
yeah,
wanting to, even a career. I'm not saying I don't want a career, but then, like, my career can't consist of just doing one thing for 15 years, 30 years, 50 years, and not retire. I'd die. Genuinely, like, I can't take it. I cannot at all, because it's like, I'm doing this for how long, and am I really benefiting, and so when you're working for these companies that only see you as a number, that is like
facts.
how depression just starts to build and grow, and it's just like, well, how am I really benefiting my life with this? And that's when you gotta burst your own bubble and get out. Like, that's why I wasn't scared of moving to Texas, because I didn't like South Carolina. I wasn't scared of moving to South Carolina after high school, because I wasn't liking Jacksonville. Like, if I don't feel like my environment fits for me, then it's time to go. Like, it makes no sense for me to continue to question what I'm doing and question my life and just not be happy or satisfied
And
just
that's
for
what be
what.
blowing me, because people really do sit there and will question, question,
Yeah,
question, and do absolutely nothing
nothing about
about
it.
it. And
No.
it's like, when are you going to accept the fact that you're the problem?
Everything in life is a choice and a
Yes,
decision. That's it.
exactly. Like,
There's no other factors that keep you from growing. You have to make a choice and make the decision to uplift yourself and move forward. That's it.
and regardless of where you're at, plant yourself.
Yeah.
Like you don't necessarily have to be surface level. I know what one thing that's always worked for me is regardless of where I go, like even if I'm there for 3 months, 4 months, if I'm there, like I'm stepping out to everything. Like
Right.
I'm opening. Well, I'm exposing myself to as many opportunities as I can because I don't know what other doors will stem from that. But some people just like to stay surface level, keep themselves, just do the bare minimum, and it's just like, oh, why? Like you're not really. What personally, I don't feel like you're really growing or pushing yourself as far as you possibly can in order to I guess essentially level up.
Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people always say they fear death. I feel like that's weird.
I feel like death is the beginning.
No. I
Yes,
mean, it depends from what
that's just
perspective.
me.
From what perspective, death can be the beginning. But I feel like, and I think Rod Wave said this. And he was like, oh, dying must be easy because living is hard. And it was just like, psh, that, no, like, you really had to, like, absorb it, yeah. Because dying is easy. You died. That's it. There's no layers to it. You die. But when you're living, imagine living for 100 years. You don't die for 100 years. You live for 100 years. You have to actually make something out of that. Connect with people. Have a family or friends or anything. Like, you can't just be on this earth and you're just like a little fly on the wall doing nothing. Like, living is hard. That's the hard work. That's like what should drive. Dying
But
is
it's
so
so
easy.
worth it though.
It is
When
worth
you
it.
when you're living and you feel alive and you're
Exactly.
not living for other people, look, we're gonna be exposed to a lot of different walks of life. And everybody's entitled to their own perspective, their own opinions. But at the end of the day, you can only really control your own sphere of influence.
Only.
You know, you accept what you want into your life. and forget everything else. Everything else is just noise. If somebody wants to give you constructive criticism, cool. You take it, you apply it however you seem fit, and then you keep it moving. But sitting there and allowing people to dictate what you should do in your life, what path you should take, how you should do your hair, how you should look, and the list goes on, then you ain't living your life. Everybody else is living your life for you. They might as well have the controller, and it's like you're just a
Puppets.
puppet out here.
Right. And so, as far as living, I think mine went blank. As far as living, my mind just went blank. No way. Where did that go? Okay, next. My mind really just went blank. Oh, okay. So I was going to say, no, that was a lie. I didn't get it back.
This girl
Oh
blowing
my
me.
goodness. Love is a battlefield.
Where did that come from? Well, okay, then let's talk about the fear of love. Ooh, baby.
Love is so weird. Like,
what?
That's what I don't actually fear love. That's nothing. The real fear, and I don't even think I have a lot of fears, but this is one. And this is a fear that
love, bruh?
recently,
You fear love?
No, hell no.
Oh.
I fear, the fear of not being able to meet your match or that right significant other. Like, if anybody ever seen the show Girlfriends,
Oh my gosh, yo, she put me through like the longest week ever just sitting there and watching
and
Girlfriends
I
day
learned
in
so
and
many
day out.
life lessons. I tell you, like Girlfriends really just opened
You're such
my
a
mind,
jit.
opened my eyes. And so my greatest fear is to be Joan. I would tell you, my greatest fear is to be Joan. For real. And it sounds crazy, it sounds messed up. I'd rather be Tony. Tony was like gold digging ish, but she also had love. She also had love for the little guy, the little white guy she married.
Wow.
She had love for him. Even Shawty, the little hood one, she had her man, and then they broke up and they ended up getting back together. She had love for that man. But Joan, she was a mess. Like she was, I'm not gonna say she was ran through. She was ran through emotionally. Like she had so many ups and downs with so many different men. And at the end, she ended up getting grasp of one man. But it was like she had everything else. She was successful. She had her friends. She had people who loved her, yes. But to get a man, it was something she could not do. And that's my fear. It's like, damn. Hope if I get everything in life I want, but I can't get a man. That'd be.
All I gotta say is Jesus left this earth alone. Like, I don't think it's
true.
I mean, that's facts,
true.
But
and if you're really fulfilled, then you might not really be concerned. Like, okay, because at 50 years old, hypothetically, you're not gonna be like, I need a man. No. If I ain't got a man by then, it's like, shoot, who trying to play bingo type shit? Like,
I feel like you venting right now.
I'm not. Isn't that what this is? Like, isn't this just our vent on a mic?
No, it is. It is. And as far as like the fear of love, I don't fear love. You guys say something to the people and be like, "Oh man, then he really said that."
Oh hush.
God is love.
God is love.
God is love. No, that's 100.
No,
that's 10 stacks. God is love.
God is love.
And like you're talking about Jones, and you're saying, she got ran through emotionally, and she just went through all the ups and downs, and just guys in and out of her life, and not really settling down with that one guy. And honestly, I feel as if whenever you come across somebody, right, you're not really gonna know what they about. You're not really gonna know their intentions. But whenever you do find that person that has the same intentions as you, that's when the real battle starts. Whenever you guys choose to commit with each other.
A battlefield.
Because no, that's one thing my mentor told me is love or marriage is a constant battle. Mm-hmm. And I firmly believe in that because
very true.
Look,
that's why I don't understand why people divorce so easily. It's like
so easily, and
so
it's like they
easily.
just give up.
And
You
it's
know,
like
like
if at one point I believe that you are my life partner and maybe you changed, maybe I changed, but we still about to keep that same
exactly.
concept
You know what I
going.
mean? Because people are going to change. Like you
Absolutely.
can't hold somebody to the same things that they liked in the very
When you were
beginning.
23. Well,
Exactly.
you was
You know, like
23. Your mind is not even the same by the time you're 40.
and that's why I'll never be the type of person to, restrain somebody to the core concept of who they were when we first
No.
met.
The
Like no,
only
you're
thing
your
you
own
have to
person.
keep
Like
constant is the fact that you're going to be there for each other. That's the
exactly.
only constant
Like
variable.
every 5, 7, and, it really does depend on the individual. Like you're gonna change. You're gonna enjoy certain foods at one point and then like something else uh later down the road.
Oh,
But
yeah.
as your partner, that's as your partner, I guess that's on me to make sure I keep an eye on those things, and it's
Yeah,
like
it is.
grow and develop with you,
Exactly.
not tell you, hey, no, you need to stay stagnant,
Right.
no,
So
you need
as
to continue liking
right.
chocolate every single day. Well, I don't think chocolate is something anybody's
Okay.
ever gonna
So
dislike.
as the person grows, your perspective of them has to grow as well. So you can't be
Ex-
holding on to how you guys were when you initially started dating because that was the honeymoon stage. That was the kiddie love.
exactly.
So if you want your love to grow to be in a damn adult, then you need to have adult expectations with this person.
Facts.
And shoot, I don't know a lot about love, but I really believe God is love, and that's more than just like your relationships, your
Yeah.
monogamous relationship. God is love in every way. God is love even if you don't have a parent in your life. God is love if you don't have friends. God is love if you feel alone. Like no matter what, God is gonna be there.
100 stacks, 10
That's
stacks,
it. Like
50 stacks.
you can have people around you at all times and still feel alone mentally and emotionally because you don't feel like anybody is really truly understanding what you're going through
Now,
because
do you feel,
that's all
and I don't mean to cut you
psychological.
off, do you feel like you have to first take time to love yourself and understand yourself before you can accept love?
um, in what sense?
In the sense of,
I mean, though, like,
in the sense of, look, if you're that individual who's constantly around people, and you're seeking something, but you don't know what you're seeking because you haven't really taken the time to love yourself.
right?
Because we all seek love in one way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
You know.
No, I agree with that because when you're, and you just need time alone. Everyone needs time alone. If you're not
Yes.
comfortable alone, you have an issue. Because if you are too used to giving, because when you interact with people, you are giving them your energy. And if you are too used to giving your energy every day, all the time, then you don't have any energy for yourself to understand your personal thoughts and desires. Like, all you do is share energy with other people, then what's left for you at the end of the day?
Now, do you feel like our generation fears love?
No, our generation wants love more than any generation. They just don't want to call it love.
Bro, that okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt that. I felt that, and I can't. I really can't stand those people who sit there, try to be cold and try to act like they don't care. And it's like, yo, you're human.
No,
It's
and we're
okay to
forced to
care.
be
Like you don't have
like
to be
that.
scared. Forced how?
Forced, like, because let's say, I feel like the last time, the only time you're able to be vulnerable, like, really in life is like after high school, is like it gets cutthroat in the streets. It really does. Like in high school, love is so kind, it's so sweet. The things that people do in high school, sometimes I get flashbacks because it's just like I'm never gonna get that again, ever.
But you see, now you're keeping yourself
No,
to
no,
that
and I'm not
mindset,
saying that
bro.
because a man can still do kind things for you, but it's not gonna be high school kind. The innocence you have in high school, you ain't no grown
I
30
don't
year
think
old.
there's any innocence that exists in high school
What?
anymore.
Okay, that's
What?
my personal experience. You and I have different experiences.
Yo,
You live freely. I had a high school. What's it called?
sweetheart.
Sweetheart. I had a
OMG,
high
that
school
was.
sweetheart. So
This man's
that's
voice was deeper than
so
mine, bruh.
different. Like when you really have a high school sweetheart, it's so different. Like I don't know what the hell your experience was.
I mean, look, we're not gonna talk about high school. I'm not gonna dive into that, but
I mean, I feel
that's
like high
just.
school is like the pregame to our lives for real. That's why people always start. People are so stuck with high school. Like you can be 40 years old
Bro, that
and
joint be
still be
blowing
talking about
me.
high school.
Yes, it's like, yo, are you really that scared to move on past
I
high
don't think
school?
it's just that. It's just like that part of your life really molds who you. Like your experiences in high school, your first heartbreak, your first love, your first understanding of a whole lot of things come in high school. And it's just like that stuff sticks with you. I don't know.
Nah, I think it depends on
Mm-mm.
the
It
individual.
does
Cause
depend on the individual
me
still,
personally,
regardless.
I don't think about high school. I don't care. I mean, I can't say I don't care for my high school because a Reebok Trojans all day. But like, I don't know that
Dumb.
whole experience. That whole experience. It's just like, okay, it happened. I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me enough to go back
Yeah,
because it's
no.
like now I'm just now starting to live.
Right.
I'm just now starting to gain experiences, and boy, life will drag you through the ground.
Ooh,
But
through the mud.
oh,
Whatever's under
but
mud, life would drag you through that shit too.
exactly.
My thing about
But
high school is like I don't even think it's high school for everybody. It's just those adolescent ages. So like for me, I didn't really experience anything special in high school, but those ages like let's say 15 to 17, I mean or 18, you have like strong memories with those ages.
yeah,
That
but like
time span.
but in high school, I feel like there are individuals who high school was the highlight of their lives.
Which is
Well,
so weird.
exactly.
So
It's like
weird.
you had the popularity. You were like you're just known across across the
That's when you
campus.
peak. People peak in high
Exactly.
school. People
And
peak
then
in
they
college.
hold on to that
Yeah.
so hard, and it's like, bro, you need to let that go. Cause there's a new phase in life that you need to start looking forward to or
Yeah.
living because high school is over and done with. Like that popularity is gone. Like you need a new friend group. You need to
Yeah.
start making some new experiences because that joint is keeping you in your comfort zone.
No, yeah, definitely. And I feel like people do that because high school is kind of the last time you're able to be yourself easily.
That's a lie. I
Let
feel
me
like
let me go.
college
Let
is
me
when you
go.
can
No,
start
for
being
you
yourself.
just got to college, so
I've been going to college since 2018.
okay. So the hell.
Exactly.
Me too. Fuck. So what I'm trying to say is like, okay, when I say easily, like most people when you in high school, you don't got bills. You only really think about yourself. In high school, let's say the curriculum itself, like people really they flew by it without stress. College is different. Like you do get a lot of great experiences in college stuff like that, but you gotta really focus on your studies. You gotta worry who gonna pay for this college. Do I have
Yeah,
a
but that's
scholarship?
college
You
is
have
when you also find your group. You like the
yeah,
people whose morals and mindsets aligned with yours.
yeah, definitely
High
because you
school
grow.
people be fronting. People
Shit,
that
I don't know because I didn't really. Me personally, I feel like I had like no
coming
real
from the
high
person
school.
who talked about fake it till you make it.
The hell, when I say I don't know. I mean, I didn't fake nothing in high school. I didn't really have no high school experience. Like I never been to a game. I didn't go to. I ain't doing. I didn't really care for high
What
school.
rock did you live
It
under?
was just like that's not what I really care for. So I mean.
Okay, then how is high school where you're
I'm
like your
saying
most
people
self?
only because you don't have responsibilities. After high school, you are responsible for everything.
I know a lot of people who got responsibilities now. I mean, they juggling them, but they're the most truest of themselves than they were
Okay, that's
compared to
cool
high
too.
school.
Look, there's too many people on this earth to generalize.
I'm not generalizing
I'm saying
nobody.
I'm not. So I'm not like talking about whoever the hell you talking about.
I wasn't talking about nobody specifically.
Okay, me neither.
So don't make it sound like I'm generalizing
All right,
somebody.
so back to the fear of whatever the hell you was about to say.
The fear of what?
No, I don't know. Like I fear. Do you feel like, or there's definitely a fear that comes with religion? Do you feel like people fear religion?
Um.
I think religion is the biggest fear people have sometimes.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. In a sense, I guess it just depends on like what it is that is being preached at the moment. Because look.
I mean, even without a preacher, just your own personal thoughts, like you sitting
Yeah, no,
there.
cause like whenever it comes to religion and depending on the religion, you have to walk a certain way. You have to live life a certain way, and people just want to live life. And so whenever it comes to the concept of religion, people don't like being judged. People don't people get have the fear of, look differently or
Yeah, I
I
guess.
don't know.
But I feel like the biggest fear is like what keep people from religion or whatnot is the fear of the unknown and the fear if you're making the right choice. Because if you can't see God. That's one thing about religion. Like you can't see all the figures that people talk about, or whether you're Christian or Muslim or Buddhist, you can't see none of these people. You're not gonna meet any of these people. So it's like you're believing in a higher power that you're never going to see, and you're only gonna.
Ooh, I'm gonna see my Jesus.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. You're never gonna see until it's your time, and that's not gonna be during your lifetime unless the resurrection or the rapture happens within this time span. But that's neither here or there. And people fear the choice of being worldly or being godly. So it's like if I be worldly, I am taking the risk of going to hell, and if I be godly and supposing there's no God, and I just live my life to pursue what? Like, what did I just live my life for? Behind a notion that did never existed. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the greatest fear. Is like, how do I make the right choice to know that I'm going to have the right outcome?
You see, and that's why I don't think too deep into it
Yeah,
whenever it comes to religion because
that's easy for
look,
you to say though. Not
yeah,
everybody.
yeah, no, exactly. And I'm gonna only speak from my own experience. So I don't know. I just narrowed it down to, like we said in the beginning, God is love, and God's gonna love us regardless. You know, there's no one sin that's greater than the other. So like on this life, I'm not gonna live by the fear of, dang, yo, I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, like, if it goes against my morals and what my core values, then yeah, I'm not gonna do it. But I'm not gonna sit there in every single last one of my actions and be like, oh, I'm being judged for this, I'm being judged for that. Now, whenever that day comes, I'm gonna face it. Like I'm a approach it head first, and I'm gonna own up to whatever I did on this earth. And if it was wrong, it was wrong. If it was right, then cool. But
Do you
personally,
believe
I'm
in prevention?
huh?
So like a lot with Christianity is like prevention because you baptize and you cleanse yourself of your former sins, and then from there on you're supposed to live your life with more acknowledgement of what is wrong and what is right, and from
As
there,
close as possible, like,
yeah,
because we're not gonna be perfect.
you're not
You're
gonna be
not.
perfect,
So
but the
like,
whole
I'm not.
point is to try.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like as long as you're a trying person, that's all can be asked of you. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be fearful of, what's gonna happen next. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do good by other people. And I feel like as long as I do continue to, love on others and continue to be a good spirit on this earth, like that's that's good. Like that's good enough. Like I'm not gonna sit there and, just get anxious about every single last one that my actions, because I used to live like that.
Hmm.
I used to live like that. I used to
Same.
live on I used to live my life based off what, mom wanted for
Yeah,
me.
I was about to say.
You
So
know,
I feel like that's our
exact
background. Like,
exactly. Like, I every single last one of my actions, it was like, dang, how's my mom gonna feel, or how's my mom gonna look at me? And I learned essentially I was kind of painting her as my god, and
oh, that's a big one.
no, seriously, and that's what people do. Like whenever you have, individuals in your life that you continue to live for them, or just question every single last one of your actions based off of how that person's gonna feel, then aren't you essentially making them your god? Or some figure of. Are you not here?
I hear you.
Okay.
I didn't know I was supposed to. I have a personal final note, so like I was gonna let you say your spiel and then continue what I gotta say. Anyway, so I definitely hear you. I definitely agree. And why are you looking at me?
I'm just waiting for your input.
Anyways, my last thing is, what's the point of self help if you're still not gonna help yourself? Like you can listen to all the podcasts you want, you read all the books, watch all the YouTube videos, pray to all of your gods. You feel me? But if you're still not gonna put forth that step, that action that's gonna really move you forward, so what's the point of self help if you're not gonna help yourself?
You're not gonna die. Like, I feel like people people surround themselves with so much fear to the point of, oh man, if I do try to pursue that one thing, then my head's gonna explode. No, that's not gonna happen. Like, don't be afraid to fail. If you do fail and it didn't work out, then change up your perspective. Take it as a lesson, something that didn't work, throw in your toolbox because you never know who you're gonna come across in life. And maybe may be dealing with the same thing that you just dealt with, and you'll be able to pass on that knowledge. Like, we're all walking collective bundles of knowledge and experiences. And I feel like it's our duty, our job to pass that and share it with one another to be able to, grow and learn and develop to be our most like higher self.
Our ultimate, our super saiyan selves. Our
Girl, what you know about Super
man,
Saiyans?
I know about them. You feel
She
me?
knows bare minimum.
Y'all, I be watching anime.
Nah.
Y'all, side note, I feel like this generation is only about anime and astrology. Like those are the only two things
That's
like keep
such a
on.
lie.
No, for real. Like everybody watches anime now. Before it was for the
Everybody,
weirdos.
okay, no, okay,
No,
don't
before
even.
it was for the
No
weirdos.
way,
Like
no
those
way.
weird ass kids at
No,
school.
no, no, no
who
way,
be
no way.
running like this.
No, no, no,
Fuck
no, no, no.
them
That is
niggas.
so not true.
But
Look,
now anime is for everybody.
oh my gosh, no,
bro.
that's so not true.
Megan's
Look,
from
no,
rappers. Megan's starting to watch anime. Your favorite
okay,
basketball. Everybody watch
okay.
anime.
Everybody's always been watching anime,
But
whether you
now it's
want to admit it
okay.
or not. Okay, exactly, because people were scared of how they were gonna be looked
Because you're
at.
watching Japanese cartoon, motherfucker.
What's wrong with it?
There's
It's a
nothing wrong with
cartoon.
it. It's
Like,
just like they're not speaking English. It's just different. It's just mad different. You feel me?
like
What the fuck is that?
no, so like no, everybody's always been watching. Like, if you grew up watching Cartoon Network, the second it hit a certain time at night
You watching
and
anime.
Toonami came
You
on
watching
or
Bleach.
Adult Swim,
You feel
you're
me?
watching anime. Like,
Even cow. Well, I want to say cow and chicken.
it's not anime. But like, I'm not gonna sit here and be scared of what other people gotta say, and make me feel self conscious about like what I naturally choose to watch. Like, that's not gonna happen. And if you don't want to be in my circle because of that,
I just feel like it got really
cool.
popular recently. And though I feel like those two topics are the only things I keep seeing back to back. Like, even if I stop swiping and then I just start out of nowhere again, like let's say social media, Instagram, TikTok, all I see is astrology and anime.
Do you not believe in astrology?
I feel like that's just like another day, another conversation.
All right, yeah, we'll say that for another time.
All right, you guys, thanks for listening. My name is Ashley once again.
And my name is Sue.
And we are
Pitch Black.
Peace.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.